Picture this, it's 1999, and Julia Roberts walks down the red carpet at the Notting Hill premiere. Cameras flash, reporters shout questions, but suddenly, all attention focuses on something completely unexpected: her underarms. Not her stunning dress, not her radiant smile, but the simple fact that she hadn't shaved. Within hours, this single moment would spark a global conversation that's still raging today. But how did we get here? How did something as natural as body hair become so controversial that a Hollywood star could make international headlines simply by doing nothing? Travel back just over a century, and you'll discover a shocking truth: women didn't shave at all. In fact, the very idea would have seemed bizarre, even absurd. Body hair on women was completely normal, accepted, and unremarkable. From peasants to princesses, from artists to actresses, every woman in the world lived with their natural body hair without giving it a second thought. The famous artist Georgia O'Keeffe posed confidently with visible underarm hair. Italian screen goddess Sophia Loren graced magazine covers with her natural appearance. These weren't acts of rebellion, they were simply normal. So what changed? How did an entire society flip its perspective on something so fundamental in just a few decades? The answer lies in one of the most successful marketing campaigns in human history. A campaign so effective that we're still living with its consequences today. In 1915, everything changed when Gillette released something revolutionary: the first razor designed specifically for women. But here's the catch: women didn't want it. Why would they? There was no market for female hair removal because there was no problem to solve. So the razor companies had to create the problem first. This wasn't accidental. It was a calculated, systematic campaign to reshape how an entire gender viewed their own bodies. And it worked beyond their wildest dreams. The marketing genius behind this transformation was breathtaking in its subtlety. Early advertisements didn't attack women directly. Instead, they used carefully chosen words that sounded refined and sophisticated. They called shaving smoothing and referred to legs as limbs. Hair wasn't gross, it was merely objectionable or unsightly. One pivotal Harper's Bazaar advertisement featured an elegant woman in a sleeveless gown, arm raised confidently, with the caption, "Summer dress and modern dancing," combined to make necessary the removal of objectionable hair. Notice the word necessary. Not optional, not recommended, necessary. This wasn't just advertising, it was social engineering on a massive scale. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Fashion was evolving rapidly. Hemlines were rising, sleeveless dresses were becoming popular, and women were showing more skin than ever before. The razor companies seized this moment, linking their products to modernity, sophistication, and social status. They weren't just selling razors, they were selling membership in the modern world. Hair removal became associated with being refined, clean, feminine, and socially acceptable. The message was crystal clear: modern women didn't have body hair. Throughout the 1920s and 1930s, the campaign intensified. Advertisements described natural body hair as unclean, embarrassing, and unfeminine. They created an entirely new standard of beauty and convinced women that their natural bodies were somehow defective. The language became increasingly harsh. Body hair wasn't just unattractive. It was portrayed as a sign of poor hygiene, lack of refinement, and social failure. Being hairless became synonymous with being dainty, modest, and perfectly groomed. Think about that for a moment. In less than 2 decades, companies convinced half the population that their natural state was wrong. But not everyone bought into this manufactured standard. Throughout the decades, brave women, many of them artists, musicians, and free spirits, quietly refused to conform. Barbra Streisand, the iconic Grace Jones, Madonna in her rebellious phase, punk poet Patti Smith, and young Lisa Bonet all chose authenticity over conformity. These weren't calculated publicity stunts. These women were simply being themselves, in a world that had decided their natural selves weren't acceptable. By the end of the 20th century, the campaign's success was complete. Studies show that between 80 and 99% of American women regularly removed body hair from their bodies. A practice that was virtually unknown in 1900 had become so universal that not participating was considered radical. Which brings us back to Julia Roberts on that red carpet. When she raised her arm to wave at fans, revealing natural underarm hair, the media reaction was explosive. Headlines screamed around the world, talk shows debated, opinion pieces were written, all because a woman had chosen not to remove hair from her body. The fact that this was newsworthy reveals just how completely the marketing campaign had succeeded. Here's what's truly fascinating: we live in an era where we question everything. We challenge gender norms, beauty standards, and social expectations. Yet most of us still follow a beauty ritual that was literally invented by marketing executives over a century ago. Why do we accept this particular standard so unquestioningly? How did razor companies succeed in changing the behavior of billions of women worldwide? And what does it say about our society that natural body hair is still considered controversial? A new generation of women is asking these questions. The real revolution isn't about whether women should or shouldn't shave. It's about recognizing that we have a choice. It's about understanding that our natural beauty standards aren't natural at all, but the result of one of history's most successful marketing campaigns. So the next time you see a razor commercial or feel pressure to conform to beauty standards, remember this story. Remember that what we consider normal today was completely abnormal just over a century ago. Remember those brave women throughout history who quietly refused to buy what society was selling, who chose authenticity over acceptance, and who reminded us that true beauty has nothing to do with conforming to someone else's manufactured standards. The rebellion was always hiding in plain sight. Sometimes it just takes courage to see it.